John, apparently you're going to be listed as limited today. What's going on with your health right now?
Yeah, it's just a program we had for the mini buy, so I'm fine.
What do you feel like you're getting out of that? Do you feel stronger? Do you feel like it's helping?
Yeah, that's the goal, always. And really, throughout the course of a year, just really making sure you're doing the things you need to do to stay on top of stuff, and that's kind of what we're doing. A lot of other players are doing it as well, so just taking it a day at a time, like everything.
So assume the mini buy came at a good time then to kind of get right a little bit. It's a long season.
Yeah, I say so. And it's kind of crazy how it's played out because we've had this early bye week, and then we've had this time here. So I think even when we talk about just our game in general, assessing things and really taking the bye week to kind of go through the same process and just see how we can become more efficient, how we can clean up the little things, just having those conversations and trying to build.
And what stands out to you specifically on the front seven of that Rams defense when you look at them on tape?
Man, they're young, about a year, but they play like a ton of vets that have played the game for a very long time. They're smart. They got great burst, fly to the ball, and I think their defense in general complements. Every phase complements one another, and so it's a team, man, that creates a lot of havoc. You think traditionally having Aaron Donald there and the difference he's been able to make on the field, but in this absence, they're still creating problems, and so we got a lot of respect for this group, and we gotta come ready to execute and play fast.
Kellen Moore was listed on an NFL.com story today as one of the going to be a hot candidate for a head coaching job in the year. How much has he helped you, and how much would you hate having to go through another offensive coordinator at this stage?
I'll answer the first question. I think he's added a new approach. I think everything is about point of view, and everybody sees the game differently. As you've heard me say many times that there are X's and O's are kind of one and the same to an extent. Everybody has their different flavor of stuff, and Coach Kellen will say that himself. But it's about how you teach it. It's about how you're coaching certain things. It's about how you run it and how you execute it. And I think for him, he's brought a unique approach. He's brought some new visions for us, and I think it's helped us. I think he's definitely added a dimension for us and who he is and his philosophy of being multiple. And I think there's another dynamic to him that's new to him. And having a guy back there that's mobile and can play the game and stretch the defense in multiple ways. And so I think it's always an adjustment, a navigation, and all of those things. But nonetheless, he's been great.
Would you be surprised if he got that offer?
I said I answered the first question, so I'll leave it at that.
Try to ask a different way.
Yeah.
Jalen, I don't know if you've ever been totally healthy by the playoffs end of the year. Is what you've done this past week kind of preventive to maybe get to the playoffs like healthier than you've ever been?
Yeah. I think everything is about that. I think that's for all of us too, the whole entire team, and being ready to go in this point of the year. I think it's not about I think it's necessarily about all health. I think it's the mentality where we are. We're entering a phase of the year where things could have very easily they did. It didn't end the way we wanted to, and so that's at the top of mind. It's in the back of my mind as we're in this phase and putting the emphasis on finishing strong, putting ourselves in a good place.
You mentioned that multiple aspect and your ability to do a bunch of different things, and maybe that's new for Kellen. How much has it grown to this point? How much more can it grow?
As far as what?
As far as utilizing your unique skills versus maybe a more traditional pocket quarterback.
I think it has its place. I think it's a good issue to have, and I think for me, I've gone out there and done what I've been asked to do, And it's been cool for me to learn different ways of playing a position, and learning different point of views of how they coach it and different philosophies and what they see and what we're trying to attack and execute. And so I always challenge myself to find ways to execute and win in any type of situation. That's a thrill I get out of that, and kind of to your question, with all the different changes, all the different approaches, finding a way to figure it out, and get it going. And so, I know it's kind of by choice, and when you're multiple, it's just a matter of having a good discernment to when to use those things and not use the different tools that you have. And so that's something I'm sure we'll navigate as things go on.
I'm sorry. A sentiment that Nick shares with us often is that Jalen Hurts is a winner, right? And how much do you think winning is a quarterback stat, if that question makes sense?
I don't like to get into the stats, but winning is the only thing that really matters. And I'm not going to sit up here and judge. Everybody has their own opinion on that, but it's the only thing that matters. Everything else is subjective to how they see and how they want the position to be played. But go win.
And
Jalen,
and there have been times that we've spoken to you where you've spoken about the standard, right? And don't focus on the result, focus on playing to the standard, right? How do you balance or weigh playing to the standard that you have and simply you could throw 5 touchdowns, you could throw 5 interceptions, but it's the win and the loss at the end of the game?
Yeah, it's a tough balance. It's a tough balance, and it's both of them are hard. Both of them are hard, and I think when you place the importance of winning as priority, you can find a way to weather through the other stuff. But, I never want to compromise my standard. And I think, I think when you're talking about, well, how would you compromise your standard? I think certain things are challenged when, you have so much change. And so reality is the standard changes within the change you have, because I'm not doing the same things. I'm not having the same success with the same people. When you're having different success, when you're having similar success, when you have a success in general, but the people around you are changing, how is it the same? And so that's been a challenge that I've had to overcome, and it's been fun, and it's been a thrill in that. What I prefer, but ultimately, my job is to go find a way, and yeah.
Take 2 more questions.
I know you're on TV every Sunday, and that's playing football. Yesterday was kind of a different element for you on Good Morning America. How does it feel to do that kind of thing when you're not in control of what you do on the football field and you're in that situation with those guys?
Yeah, I think just having an opportunity to be on GMA and bring light to the different things that our community needs and our youth needs, and that's what the Jalen Hurts Foundation was founded for, to bring light on mentorship, progressing the youth with good opportunity, and serving them. And the foundation has some great initiatives to try and bring light to. It has some great initiatives to make efforts to minimize some of the issues that are plagued. Not just in Philadelphia, but many school districts across the country. And I just want to try and raise awareness to it and bring some good light to it so we can make change and give kids the opportunity they need to do.
Looked like you were having fun.
I'm always having fun. Don't let a smile fool you, nor a straight face.
Last one.
In football circles, you're typically referred to as a coach's son.
Mm-hmm.
On the show yesterday, they referred to you as an educator's son,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is that distinction important to you, and how has that influenced you, the part of being an educator's son?
Well, I think it's influenced me greatly. It's influenced me greatly, I think, to have the different passions that I have and be passionate about, the education system and the youth, even this game. And being a student of the game, it's a thing of respect, and I respect the giver. I respect someone that comes in and tries to reach one and teach one and uplift someone as they climb. And I think that's where it all begins. It's just being able to see good examples of people being patient, being guided by someone they respect, and that has done it. And all those things matter. And I think that's why I lean towards the foundational principles and the efforts that I've been able to make in that, and just trying to serve and trying to mentor and teach and progress those watching and those that need progressing. Nobody's ever a full representation of what they'll be. No one's ever a full product. So whether it's on the field, off the field, whatever it is, we should all be trying to better ourselves and learn from our mistakes and be wise in that and grow. And I know who needed the most is the youth.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Thank you.